Hello. Oh, wait. My mic was muted. Hello, hello. All right. So I'm gonna head over here and get a few things open that I didn't have open already. And hello, it's me. All right. Let's get this turned down a little bit. So I need to move this sink as well as this just a little bit. So let's set this right about here. Destroy this. And that means I need power to the sink. And then I need to get this kind of planned out a little better. All right, so I'm just gonna take the conveyor Mark III. We're gonna smack that in there. We have these. Oh, looks like it was using it faster than it was making it finally. We're gonna take these out. I think we're gonna move this over this way. And I need to then put a merger right here. And we'll just throw that right there. I don't know why I had the extra containers since we already have massive storage for this. So having those containers was kind of pointless. I'm also gonna place these right here. All right, we're just gonna do that, and I'm actually gonna what I want to do is take these and make sure that these are gonna get emptied so I don't have to clear too much out. And as far as tickets go, I don't have any at the moment, and it did severely drop because of that movement. It's also gonna severely drop because I'm not producing a constant amount now. Oh, is the reinforced iron plate, or not iron plating, the reinforced oh, the beams and reinforced thing are full now. Interesting. So if I get to an assembler, we're just gonna place that right there. And let's say I want to make versatile framework. It is one of those frames, one of those steel beams. We don't have the steel beams at the base yet. Not to mention, that means I need 12,000 steel beams, which is a crazy amount. And the automated wiring is a stator with some copper wire. They seem possible to get, but I want to get the vehicles movement in, or maybe I find another area to build those. I think before I find an area to build these, though, I should probably get more power. Stators as pipes and copper wire, so this I can do over here with the copper wire. I just need to actually use the copper, which I think I'm already using for something, aren't I? Yeah, I'm using for copper wire over here. Or I suppose more specifically than copper wire, cables. And why would it hurt to do something like this, where I then take a smart splitter, uh, and then configure this to push overflow, where I then take a Mark III belt and just smack that in there? Yes, now essentially whenever the cables are full, the rest of the factories kind of just push into there. And the idea is just to have copper wires here too. Alright, we'll do the space parts later. Let's get the ticket shop vanished. I'm pretty sure, yep, these are now empty, so we can clear out these temporary belts I placed here. Just do something like that. Oh, okay. One thing I could potentially do is go to organization, get a large industrial storage container, and then we'll smack this here. And essentially what this will do is the industrial storage container will hold all of the items. Oh right, I wanna put these back. It'll hold all the items that I want to put into the sink manually. And we'll keep some of those. Now with the gas station, and I might even have to move it over further. I might have to completely push some of this factory over. But we'll figure that out at a later time. Essentially what I want to do is have this road kind of that way. I'm not sure what I'll do up here, but I think this road will be what kind of pushes into that hill up that way. And I did one thing real quick. There we are. I want this road here to kind of push forward. There we are. I'm thinking, I want to take reference from the way gas stations kind of are set up. And I might even put the awesome shop in the gas station later. But I think what I want to do real quick, I do want to look into these paints because I feel like some of them might glow a little bit better. And I also wanted to look into a specific thing. I don't remember what it was. I'm pretty sure it was the yeah, structural frame set. That's 10 tickets, which is a crazy amount. Um, so I suppose we'll finish off getting these factory patterns. I mean, I still need 3 more tickets for that, but we'll do that. I might have to do more AFK grinding for the remainder of the tickets. But I'm thinking what I want to do. Maybe I try and push it to where this side has to go that way and then this side has to go that way. So then I'll sort of do something like this, but the let's see. This will be yellow because it kind of has a little split. And then this has to go straight, of course. It can't go that way because that's a one-way. I do know need or English. I do need a way to kind of signify that. Signs or something of the sort. Oh, cool. That could work. And then I could select this icon to be none. Uh, and kind of just put one way right there and then do the same on the other side because you actually wouldn't see it from this side. So yeah, that'll go on this side. Um, Before we do this ramp, That will go there. That will go there, so we'll have this sort of a sidewalk thing here. Although I was actually considering doing a little bit of a third road over here, so let me try and do that. So this would have kind of pushed straight and then turn into this way. Okay. I'm thinking what I'll do is maybe I actually do keep this sidewalk here. And essentially the idea is that it'll kind of build into the other lane. I want to say I should be able to just do that. So we're gonna do that. There we are. And then this is where the sidewalk would kind of push this way, I want to say. Or maybe I'll do that a little earlier. I'll push the sidewalk here. What that means is this is just going to be a platform foundation, like so. This one I can probably get away with, let's see, maybe something like this. It all depends how the ramp plays. I think I'm gonna have to do the same. Yeah, gonna have to do the same thing here where I had the full platform. Unless I feel like tilting it, which I don't. Although for this one, I could always just not do the full thing over here. Nah, I kinda want to. Because that means this ramp is gonna work too. Then we can get the dotted line there and the solid line there, where these are both going to be white. And I'll do this here kind of just push that you're supposed to start turning into here. Um, I suppose we'll let this finish up and then I'll move this a little further. Let me get my chainsaw. So we've got things kind of in the way. There we are. That's fine for now. We'll still have to move the pipes later. We'll do one more sidewalk, I want to say. And then I'll have it to where the gas or the fuel station goes in from there. There we are. And of course, we'll do this yellow right here. And the white one right there. I want to say, because what if they want to go from that side in? I think I should do something about that. Okay, I don't actually hate that. I don't have any lights over here to kind of make up for the fact that I can't really see that well. So, oh, cool, okay. What I want to do is take these and kind of just do that. I want to say we'll have quite a bit. Now we're crossing into the foundry. Oh boy, I don't like this. 'Cause what that means is... Oops. Wait, no, that's right. This entire thing is gonna have to change. Yep, there we go. Let's put that right there. Get architecture. I want a catwalk there. Then I want a low metal barrier there. That's fine. We have this one would go in. And then this one would go out. Um, yeah, I don't know how I would do that, but I suppose for now we'll do that. Um, oh, whoops. Wait, nope, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, we got a decent platform here. There we are. And this one probably won't go here. I'm thinking what I could do is, ah, that's gonna be a struggle, isn't it? Okay, what if we get, hmm, that doesn't like to go in between the two. Okay, that's fine, I suppose. Right. Let me take a bite of my food real quick. Interesting. Alright, so what I want to do, I might have to once again move this sink for this to work. That's a foundry, oh boy. I do have to relocate a lot of stuff to do this. Let's say first I start with parking. And I'll do this and that. There we go. And what I can do is, alright, we're definitely gonna sacrifice some tickets, so let me get what I have. Whoops. Oh, okay, got you. Actually, yeah, we can kind of push these backwards a little bit. There we are. Alright, so I now have this, and this is a problem, but we'll deal with that problem later. So what I want to do, I want to say, let's get this a little higher. What is that? Foundations. Uh, yeah, it looks like a ramp up one's the way to go here. What if I kind of smack this in here, overlap it a little bit? That does better than being annoying. Let's get more of these leaves cleared out. There we are. Alright, so what if, hang on, we use center line here, the split line here, and I can't do it there. So we'll go with that. And thankfully, I don't actually have to deal with this too much. Because that's a sidewalk. There we go. And we'll just work with that. What I want to do is I want to take, say, these like small concrete pillars, although it looks like invalid placement is going to be a problem. So let's smack this right here. Is this in the middle? There's no way to get it into the middle, so we're just going to do that. Um, Take a bite of food real quick. All right, we're gonna then get a truck station. We want to throw it, I want to say, maybe like middle right here. Actually, first let's get the concrete up all the way where I want it to go. And we'll say it then has to be in here. And I think I'm gonna need more space. Is it safe to say I can kind of flatten around here? And then do a little bit of that. And then this is gonna need like a higher ramp. Can then do that with an up corner. Or I take this right here and do that. I want to say this should be fine to flatten this out. And over here, we're going to do the same thing. Get rid of that first. Alright, we got the wood, not enough space to pick up the leaves. So let's head over here. I do want to clear that out. I want to say if I want to kind of plan out where all this is going to go. It has to go inside here, just enough to where uh the things that'll carry it up can actually be placed into the ceiling. This is quite tall, so we're gonna do that. And this is where I'll need those inverted what do you call it? Foundations. Where I'll need these inverted sets. Thankfully, I have just the amount of tickets for it. Then if I do that, go back to foundations, swap these to. They can't be asphalt? Excuse me? That's fine. These should probably be concrete on the roof too anyway. And let me just double check. Can I? Oh, I can change it to asphalt later. So maybe it's because I bought the platform after I got the decoration that it's kind of not showing up. All right. And I do apologize if I suddenly like just stop doing everything and anything. I am, as we speak, also stuffing my face. Okay, then we'll do one more of those. One more of those. Oh boy. Wait, why does that work in the middle, but this... Oh, because they're offset to where that is the middle. So then we can set that there, except it's not gonna work out entirely as planned, is it? Alright, well, we'll work with it. Can we? Potentially. Yeah, I feel like I'll just do that there. And unless I plan to have that there, oops. We might as well just do that. So now we have a basic idea of the roofing height. Hopefully that will show through. That's fine. I'll let this one slide. All right. Um, this one starts. Oh, the line is perfectly set with the middle there. So then this line should be perfectly set with maybe this one, because if it's perfectly set with the middle, that's not going to be enough room for the truck to get through. And then that means this one should be lined up with the middle here, but I have to expand further that way first. That means I might have to take these and relocate them elsewhere. All right, let's There we are. And then I actually want to make sure this isn't pushing more content into the things here. At least not quick enough. So let's actually limit this. There we are. Yeah, I need this to move faster if I can get it to. Um, that's fine, I suppose. While we wait, I think what we'll do is we'll focus on this. I do need to make a little bit of like a building here, and then I'll have like a little loop around where trucks will kind of come in through this way, this narrow little path that's not on into the gas station, and they'll kind of go around and drop off the fuel, which will then go from the building to the space above down into these systems here. First we'll do Mark 1, but actually let me get a ladder temporarily. Later I'll probably chuck this in the uh building, but for now I just want a ladder. And that's why I'm not worried about that peeking through, because it'll be covered up eventually anyway. What I want to do is take this. And I kind of want to zoop it across to here for now. Yeah, and this one will go, it looks like even higher because of the nature of the hill. Maybe at one point I'll build like a flatter city where I kind of just ignore the nature and build above everything. Because I do much prefer that. Now the other thing, or the other side will go here. And the idea is that I might use different types of fuel later on too. Like, I want to have 3 different systems. One will be for like closer range, one for mid range, one for long range. Close range can be coal. Uh, the longer range will be fuel, turbo fuel. So then we also got to figure out what we're gonna do about this. And my idea is quite strange. Temporarily remove that. Oh, I didn't mean to clear that out. The heck? Okay. Thinking, what if I do something like this? Okay, that would be there. Where I kind of just like, that would show through the bottom. I think what I want to do is hide it in the top. And then I'll just kind of connect that up there. And then we'll just kind of smack these here. And we got the power, we can just kind of sneak through the ceiling. And from below, it doesn't look too bad at all. You got a little wire poking through, but that's fine. So now let's go over here and check this. We're getting there. We're making progress. Thinking, what if I double up on this? That should get things going through faster, right? That's better to see. So I'm pushing 480 items per minute, which means in just 2 minutes that should be clear. This one, not so much. That's what, 2 stacks every minute, so we got about 20 minutes for that one. Closer to 16, maybe like 18 minutes there. But I suppose I can come back here and build the other thing around here. So we have good old-fashioned deforesting for my benefit. This is the old coal station. We'll take it out. Because later on, that's just gonna fuel this anyway. I think we can start getting this to go down. Oh, no, we cannot. Oh, wait. I have an idea. What if then we do that? Yep, perfect. The ramps once again. Okay. There we go, problem solved. What I kind of want to do, just for a little decoration, is I want to go back a little further with that. And, I want to say the walls will start here. I'm gonna start with basic walls and then I'll upgrade later. Something like that. Um, I actually might invest in these moving over, like so. And the sole purpose of that will be to have this little side road here. Where I can kind of just make sure things work out. And I can deliver the gas to the station. And if this one over here is a little short, just makes sense that we do the same with this one over here. Even though this will technically go over that way further, this is all we really need. And the good part is I don't actually have to deal with too much of the interior work just yet. But, I will unfortunately have to worry about that mess. Say we do this, and then this. Interesting. So let's actually just take a flat foundation there and call it a day. We're gonna do that, which means, yeah, this does have to go like so. And the interesting part is this can't actually do that anymore. So what I want to do is take this massive corner slope, kind of push that there. Then we're gonna do that. That stays like that. And then we get this downwards corner, or this uh downward slope like so. And that kind of covers this hill right here. Alright, this one's done, which means we can, set it to mark 3, and then we can push it there. And I'll take the rest of the belts out later. This one's not done yet. Whoops. This one's still not done yet. This one's still not done yet. Yeah. And unfortunately, yeah, I do need all of those to move before I can say it's done. I mean, this isn't giving me too much. But it is still giving me more than I want. Whatever. We can always just work on this part. Oh wait, I might actually push the walls backwards up further. I'm not sure. I kind of just thought about it, but what if I do like a parking thing here as well? And I don't want it to cross that far back, so yeah. We're gonna push the walls further back. My reason for that is I want to do these in the corners. And then we'll do these right here. Then we'll take some of these foundations. Because what I'll do is essentially the equivalent to the sidewalk out front. And then I don't want this to go all the way out. So we're gonna do that. We'll deal with the clipping later. Actually, wait. We'll deal with the clipping now because since we don't want this to go all the way out at all, we can do that. Then what I'll do is these two are in the middle. So we'll get maybe this. Oh. We'll get like a ramp here. And then we'll make this concrete sort of a little bit of a sidewalk here that you can go up top of. And then we'll go to walls and then we'll do the basic walls based on this. So now the walls also are going to end up not lining up perfectly with this, but that's okay. There we are. Then we'll get a doorway. Oh, wait a minute. All right, there we go. And of course, I do want to take these and paint these white, because this would be parking space. There we go. And then we can take these concrete wall them, something like that. And then we have a door that currently leads to a screwed up assembler, but yeah, that's fine. Yep, can't do anything. Ooh, can't do anything about that. So then what I want to do from here is this will have to be its own sort of a level area. And so what that means is I'm going to force it to be flat here now. We'll do the walls here, of course, and then the truck station will go just behind it. Because the biggest upside is that we don't need this to be level. But the truck station also won't cross into where the door is. Alright, what are you making? You're making the reinforced plating. I don't think I care about getting too much more of that right now. And if I do, I'll just rebuild the building for it. Oh, hello there. What is that? It is a belt. One that I don't need anymore. Awesome. So now I need Oh, and since we did that, we might as well just take all this out too. This is to the coal plant. I can't touch this. Bad things happen if I try. And by bad things, I mean all the power I have goes out completely. Oh, but it does have to go a little higher if I want it to be working with that. Alright, we'll figure this out, just like we figured everything else out. Okay. But that means this might have to go like so. And I'm only doing this to sort of layer it, get the plans up. Truck station will go here. I want it in the middle of this road. So as long as the walls work with this, and they do perfectly, and this I kind of want level again. So what that means is I can actually take these out and then replace them with these for the most part. I guess I could use the 2 meter fall there. That works. The only thing I have to do now is just replace my center lines and color them. There we are. Here, I want to do a high barrier. Because it kind of just lines up. Alright, what if I do this? H, and then we're gonna go up with that. And now we have this same line going across there. Let's head over this way. And I'm still trying to think of a color palette for the area. I don't want it to all be the same, like orange and black. Or orange and gray, I should say it is. And I could potentially just throw these like signs here. That's not necessary. We just get a little bit of a thing there. I will have to keep that in mind that it doesn't work too well with corners. But it's just an idea. Let's do that. Or actually, let's do that. So now we have this system figured out. Because essentially what's going to happen is this is going to take from here, move those up, and then that's going to spread into various different areas. Actually, I do want to get a sorting system in here because when I do decide to use two different types of fuel, or three later on, it's very crucial I can do that without editing the system. So let me actually help future me out this time. We're gonna do this. And then I'll do, let's see. We go around here. Like so. And I didn't actually finish the slope on this roof. It won't matter later since this is going to be more of an interior thing, but it's fine to do it because I have the spare concrete. It's not like resources I have aren't unlimited, right? There we are. So right now, what I want to do is all of it's going to be coal. But later what I'll do is only the left output will be coal, and these two will eventually change up. And if I'm correct, this would be said left output right here. Yep, curve works. Doesn't really need to look too nice. I don't plan to add anything else up here later on. Oops. So we can just smack these through here like that. And if I can't lay on my lap right now. I got food up here. My cat is harassing me again. Let's do that because I just have a feeling. Yeah. And my feeling was kind of on point. We do that. Oh. Alright, is this one all done? No, but it is backed up. And that's a problem. Please do not do this. Turn around, cat. I will pick you up and place you elsewhere. And I know you don't like being picked up. My God. She's knocking things down. I see how it is. This cat wants attention so bad right now. Okay, I give in, but you can't lay on my lap. And not lay on my chair. I have food. Let me eat some of my food. Um, I could always place a new sink in right here. Smart splitter. Left side will be overflow and there. And I think I'll have to do the same thing with the cables. The one downside with the curved belts is I can't just place a merger on them. We'll do that. Oh, and this needs power, so let's do that. What if, for this one, I do overflow this way and we push into a secondary? Um, there we are. Then I'll do this. Place a merger here. You'll do that. Then I'll do this. Because that means this one's also not moving. And then we'll push this into here. We're still only moving 240 items per minute. But at least both tracks are slowly losing. I could even just build an additional 2 sinks and push like 4 of each item into them. Like instead of doing that, this'll get the cables kinda pushing through easy. Just do something like that, connect another sink. And then maybe here, oh, I'm missing reinforced plating. Then maybe here we just chuck that right there. And instead of the merger, we'll just chuck you into here. And that should also give me a further increase. I don't have any room. That should also give me an increase of tickets. It's also like constantly pushing items out. It's not necessary later, but right now I'm trying to empty storage, so it kind of just works. And yeah, we've already got some of this storage cleared out. Now, I suppose temporarily what I can do is just gather this and throw this. Oh wait, this is the wrong one. Because this one doesn't fuel up vehicle. Yeah, this one's not supposed to fuel up vehicles. This one's supposed to provide the fuel for the vehicles. And these all need power before it can run, so let's head over here and start making sidewalks. So for this one here, oh wow, that's full. Interesting. Now how do I go about that? I could always get the Mark III pole, but I mean that could get complicated. Um, what I suppose I could also do is go for some foundations over here. That's not right. I don't even know why I was trying to throw that in there like that, but that's okay. And I'm missing concrete. It is a good thing I do have all of this. Don't want that. There we are. I can just go all the way over there like so. And I can potentially throw power through here running into a power line. We're gonna say for this one, oh, it'll be right here. Kind of right in the middle is where I want it. Um, let's see. I want to go up to the roof. We go through here, up the ladder, kind of slide right through here, head into here, and ooh, look at that. We have power. Let's head up this ladder right here. And if I take this and I want to chuck it somewhere down here, How does that look from the outside? You can barely even tell that it's there. I like it. So then the other idea I had was, let's see, this one's gonna go. I didn't know there was a very slight difference, and that kind of annoys me. Anyways, this one's gonna go here, which means, oh, that's the wrong thing. Which means this street lamp goes here. And I suppose I could push one going into the station itself. The other idea that I had is, since that kind of goes back a little bit, I could always push this back just a tad bit. This isn't full, so what if I were to try and connect this to something under? I don't want to destroy a corner ramp, but I might have to. Oh, that might not work out very well. I mean, I am about to sort of turn this way. I could connect it at the other end. So perhaps we'll try that. Let me also get the ramps in here so I don't accidentally place the street light on a ramp because I don't want to do that. Oh, for temporary power though, I could do that. And then this looks like it's been going every other one, so this one will then skip this one and go the middle here. Oh, I'm missing quick wire. It's been a while since I had that happen. And even better, I don't seem to have any additional quick wire in storage. So essentially what that means is I am going over to my Caterium farm. There we are. Alright, let's head all the way over down there, and I will say while driving, I noticed when I hit like the plants, what tends to happen is they just kind of vanish. So I want to try and avoid hitting the plants. But I was also noting that it kind of reminded me of my own progress on making a game that I've been trying to work on. I haven't shared the progress much. I think I only did it in one past stream. But it reminded me of the difference between what is going on here? Oh, there's no power to that? Oh, I'm about to be so rich in tickets. So I'm getting a solid like 1,000 down every second with these AI limiters, just because this storage is full. Anyways, it was kind of reminding me of the difference between deleting objects and just deactivating them. It's a matter of freeing up RAM. It's actually better not to free up RAM in games, so I would hope they ended up deactivating it rather than deleting it. I'm not the biggest expert on it, but I know garbage collector is extremely painful to deal with. Oh, I can't go through that one. You're kidding me. The wheel phased through the thing again. There we are. Real quick before I head back, I'm gonna eat some of my food again. Alright, we are back. I did end up finishing the food. And by finishing it, I mean, I got full. Alright, let's head over this way. We're just gonna kinda do the usual jump down. I don't want to hit all those. I'm just gonna. There we go. Oh, into the water we go. That's fine. Okay, looks like we got everything. Why does my production always seem to follow what I'm consuming? I mean, I don't hate it. At the same time, I don't feel like it's supposed to do that. Okay, I suppose I'll just build it over here since this is kind of where it needs to be. Oh, I can't nudge the vehicle? That means actually getting a spot to spawn the car with how I'm designing this is gonna be terrible. Alright, we're just gonna leave that there. Um, what I wanna do now is let's go back to foundations. We're gonna put a little corner here. I don't want to do a ramp. I want to do a thing like that. Which means we're gonna then take this corner, do that again, and then we'll just keep it flat here. This side's gonna be a little tilted, but it's fine. Gonna end up getting fuel from this, and it's gonna be awful because you're gonna end up going right here on like this extremely unstable ground. But we got this going, so now we can actually clear out these. And I can then start pushing these. Yep, that's it. There we go. Also, I just noticed that when you kind of hit a conveyor belt from below, it moves you forward. It's kind of funny. Now, the belts are still going to kind of collide with everything, but it's fine. Um, this would go there, but I actually want this to line up with like halfway here. Wait, that's too far up. It would have to line up right about here, I want to say. And what that means is I actually need to make sure, yeah, it doesn't go any higher. And I suppose what I'll do over here is just more parking. I do wonder, does explosives clear these little grass things, and does it also damage factories? I feel like it wouldn't damage factories because whatever comes from the factories has to go into your inventory. But if I can clear these dumb little plants peeking through, that would be great. Alright, let's take this and then, oh, and of course the modular frames are out of my inventory. Um, let me take those and trash them for now. Alright, so what I want to do is this. We're gonna hit H, and of course that's not gonna work because it's in the clearance. We're gonna do that. And then we'll do the same fuel into, oh, okay. I didn't realize this one was gonna go so far out. There we are, and then we'll just set this up here, even though, like I said, this part's kind of pointless. Oh, that's too far. So now we have 3 different sets. That's gonna have to go out further, because I do want the entire thing under the... And I think I actually want it out just 1 tile further. Oh, I'm missing concrete. Time to go grab more. Wait, do I have concrete going in? No, I don't. I was gonna say, do I have concrete going into 2 buildings? That would be weird. Alright, and I think I know exactly how I'm gonna set this up. This one is going to go here. And then this one's gonna go out here. I'm gonna hope that's not too tall up there. And I kind of want to take these and do the same thing, where I just start it at the top and then build up. Because even if I try, it's still gonna get crazy complicated to fix that every time. This one was lined up with this. The problem here is that this kind of crosses into that. Not to mention, if I do that, it's 2. This is 2. Oh, I ended up making a perfect grid with it. Kind of. Because now this is 4. So that means this is where it should be. Because then it would be 3 perfectly there, 3 perfectly there. Could I potentially get away with doing that. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, the truck would go kind of in the middle here, so it can curve over. That works out for me. 'Cause then I want to do this. And then we'll go with, oh, this. Whoops, not that. This one. And what that means is this one won't really do parking, but I have an idea that kind of solves this anyway. This is now a factory zone, or a walkway, which is kind of what I planned to use that for. Um, then we have this. This actually goes out too far. I'm thinking we're okay with this because we can just do a small little bump right over there. Okay, maybe not here. Maybe this is the one where we go with this annoying corner piece. Or not. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, this doesn't work anyway. We're just gonna go with the same ramp. Oh, maybe we don't go with the same ramp. Can the corner piece go here? And then the... Yes. Awesome. Something like that works perfectly. Foundation. Oh, yeah, because that was too high up, so I made a temporary foundation over there. And then we have... Let's see, 1, 2, 3. This right here. Cool. And then we'll take this because I want the ladder to be inside of here, where I did clear out a section perfectly. Um, I think what I'll do is I'll take advantage of this here, and then I'll try and do the ladder in a way that just lines up with this, which is there. And cool, we now have that. Now, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about this entirely. Um, Let me see. What I want to do is I want to kind of layer this up. And then over here, maybe I'll have it kind of reverse back downwards on the outside of the building. Where the outside of the building, or the inside of the building, it'll just keep going up. At least for the inside, not this part right here, because it wouldn't make sense for it to keep going up with that part there. Essentially what that does is it gives me the ability to essentially do this. Cool. And then we'll go around with that. Let me do some concrete walls real quick. I think what I want to first do is place walls all along here. Oh. Didn't realize I was there. And I suppose what I'll do after that is this. Then if I take these upside down ramps and set it there, it lines up with that. What if I do this? Yeah, that lines up too. And I kind of want to do the shorter option. I'm thinking about with these walls, maybe I don't use the large walls, but I use all the small ones. Because then I can do some kind of like a color palette design. Let me see if I want to do that. And then what I could do is we'll say let's do this one like this, it'll be matte. And then maybe I'd do like an orange for like the middle. I think I'll change it later, but for now we'll do that. Something else I could do is I could even get these like or I want to say small billboards. That could be cool. So we kind of put up what it is. Then I could get like portrait signs and then just smack them here. Something like, oh, right. Kind of just Nice. This one would be first, no text. Second, the background would be maybe like a border or something. The icon would be coal. And the colors would be something like that. We'll do that. Oh, that's cool. And of course, we want no emission. There. We kind of just have a thing that says coal. And I suppose what I'll do for now is I'll just copy and paste it over. Let me go to the ticket shop, see how many tickets I got, because I know I got a few after all the... Yeah. The AI limiters have probably run out. I think it's just about time to get the uh, lights set up. And that means I need the interior lighting. I also still need to get that sorted out. First, let me do concrete walls to kind of fill this in. Then maybe I'll get something like a little corner thing with some stairs here. Kind of immediately just go down. I don't want this one here. You can't just take that out, so I might have to get a car back here and run into it. Unless it's gonna keep growing, it might. Because I wasn't there before. And then what I kind of want to do is take this and throw... Yeah, I want to throw an awesome shop. Just about... Let me see. Yeah, just about here. What if I do the regular walls here and then push the regular walls into here as well? Yep, no problem with that. Now I have the shop. And we're gonna go to ceiling lights. think what I want to do is kind of smack it right in the center of each of the pillars. Kind of want to head up and then there we go. A little bit of a wire in the ceiling, but that's okay. And of course, I do need to connect power up to this first. So I think what I'll do, I'll do the good old temporary trick. You know what also could work out is if I got these conveyor floor lift holes and just kinda made believe they went through there. Now we have some basic lights in here. I want to say I could get away with maybe smacking these here. In between, like, the area. But simultaneously, does kind of go right over top of those. Although I could go over top of these, I suppose. Wouldn't really hurt anything. It's also like in between these pillars, so it makes sense if I just smack this somewhere that lines up with this, maybe? Like so. And let me also push, oh, let me also push this through. There we are. Now we have three basic areas, and I do want light controls eventually, but that might end up connecting to the wrong thing. Yeah, no. Oh wait, that's because oh, that's the one that's supposed to connect to the lights. Alright, I definitely want to sort that out a little better. Now what if I push this one to there? Awesome, okay. I think I want that, and then I'll set these to night mode. And that doesn't actually impact any of these, thankfully. Or does it? Because it looks like all of these are changed now. Okay, I think it's set up correctly. Probably should double check. But if I'm correct, wait, is this connected at all? Like 90% sure it is. We'll figure it out later. Hang on, what if I... Right, that doesn't work. Alright, well, that's not gonna work. I'll just have to figure it out later, I guess. Same deal with the other one. Okay, I want this one to be orange, but I want it to be a lot brighter. Maybe like a blue. And then we'll turn the intensity to 50%. Cool. And then those are still orange. Awesome. Okay. And the idea is that the gas station is supposed to wake you up. So then what I want to do next is... Oh wait, are the fuel things already full here? Okay, pretty cool. Awesome. So what I want to do next is... I suppose finish off the building over here itself. Wait. Let me just make sure it's not crossing into the top too much. Awesome, it's not. Because this part doesn't really matter. I'm going to have the roof on the further side. And, yeah, I do kind of want this to go out like that. There we go. For now, we're just gonna do this, although I'm pretty sure I have to break some of it later. Because, alright. That's not right. Alright, so what I want to do is, I suppose I'll take the half foundations here. Oh, right. I mean, this is the interior, so, oh, we can get rid of that then. This is the interior, so what I could do is just a little bit of that. Alright, and then we're gonna get a ramp, and we're kind of gonna... Oh, whoops. There we go. Oh. I see, okay. This is actually 2. I guess I actually don't need that there. Do that. And then this one should go there. And before I continue this up, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. I will be right back. And I'll see you when I get back. There we go. We head right back over here. Fade right back into the music. Hopefully it wasn't sudden. We're gonna fill that in. And then I want to do Zoop for this part. Then we're just gonna build this all the way up. And there we go. What I think I might do, actually, no, I might leave it up like this, and then, yeah, that's the perfect spot to build the concrete pillars down. There we go. And then I'll just need to kind of smack this right here. Perfect. Or wait, that's not it. Oh, it would actually go like outwards, and I don't want to have it go outwards, so maybe I don't worry about that one. Unless I reorganize the lights, which I'll probably do later. But now that we have pretty much all of the, what do you call it? There we go. Let's do that. We got pretty much all of this planned out. We're just gonna swap between these. There we are. And I don't think I'm gonna change the color of these, but if I do, I'll do it after I get plastic. Because the plastic foundation is kinda what I want to do. It's if I go to foundation, not foundations, customizer. It's the coated concrete foundation, which is oil processing. There's also the grip metal foundation, which I don't know if I'd ever use. But if we just head up here, I can start kind of building the roof in. Alright, so it's gonna be 8. And yeah, hopefully next time I'll have a color palette sorted out. I am quite tired of using the default orange and black. Or I guess the default just orange. I'm wondering if maybe I should do different color palettes depending on the area. Um, let me do this and we'll just build the ramp that is. Oh, I need more concrete once again. This build has definitely drained me of concrete. So it is just absolutely worth it, I think. Alright. Thankfully, I'm not getting concrete, or I'm not producing concrete slower than I'm using it. Even if, oh wait, right, I can't go around now.
even if it may seem like that, I do have a second farm that's also generating concrete on its own. There we are. Just gonna go concrete, and then we'll just try and go back and forward here, I guess. I think I'll probably wait on the walls of the like upper floor, just because if it does end up where I end up doing like the same thing for them that I'm doing here, what I'll probably end up doing is using like the upper ones here. Also, let me not zoop it. And then, oh, do I even have? I don't. Let me go inside the thing then and see if it's something I can do. Walls, I need the upside down bun. Yep, there we go. And then perhaps I can. Oh, I can? Oh, that is going to be so cool. Because then I can kind of zoop that up. And then if I want like the orange one to go there, and then take the black one, put that there, it kind of just lines up exactly the way I want it to where it's like a more tilted thing. That is so cool. I honestly cannot complain about that at all. I still have to figure out if it's what I want to do, at least that color palette. Um, what I do know now, though, is if I just say we'll put one in there, is one gonna be enough? Yeah, one's enough. As long as I drive correctly, one's enough. I know is, oh, hello? Ah, yes. We kind of just go through here and it fills up, and then we just drive away. Now, I want to say, when exiting the, actually, there we go. When exiting the gas station, you probably don't want to go over here and then around there, so maybe the way out is over this way. It can't be over this way because this road is crazy low. So that wouldn't work out very well. It could be back around this way, but then that would cross into where the trucks have to go in order to push their goods. The point of entry is over here. So maybe what I do is I kind of just put like a wall over here. And then the idea is you'll drive through here and then go around to there. Except I kind of want this to go over, like so. And then I can just do a ramp wall that goes there. And then I can just push it back into this side over here, where you'll eventually have your way out. And I don't actually need this here, I'm realizing. Because what I could do instead is that. Since you shouldn't actually be crossing into that way. We'll do that though, and then I'll fill this with walls and then the typical catwalk ramp. And then that right there. Then we'll kind of just repeat that process on the other side. And ignore that we're crossing into that. I'll move it eventually. That's a constructor that's making steel pipes, so yeah, I definitely don't want to remove that. This is probably best to go there without any walls next to it. Unless I do like the... something like that. Do I have blueprints, by the way? I don't remember if I unlocked those. I'm pretty sure I did, right? I definitely should check the space station and see. But essentially now you'll kind of cross through here. Uh, Eventually cross through there, but I think I'm just gonna go through here because of the thing there. When you're on this side of the wall, you'll then want to kind of exit through here, but again, that's also kind of an overflowing mess right now, so. Oops. We're just gonna go, maybe not through there because of the coal still. We're gonna go over here. I do wonder if the steering on like the trucks and tractors is that wide. I'm hoping not because it is extremely wide and kind of difficult to manage. If it's helpful, maybe I can. No. I was thinking maybe I could pick up the controller and drive with the controller rather than the keyboard, but I don't think the game is in support of me doing that. I am in support of getting this though, because that gives me tickets. Yeah, we'll go around this way. I wasn't thinking about it before, but going around this way kind of gives me easy access to the space station. Or not the space station, but the hub, I should say. And perhaps I should just get this over with since I have the equipment for it. But before I do that, field research. Is blueprints not a phase 2 thing? I actually don't think. Oh, wait, it is. And I don't have it unlocked. Right. We might as well just take care of that now then. Because I think blueprints could be crazy useful for when I start investing in better designed roads and stuff like that. And then I need 100 of those, which I can do from over this way. And let's take some of those because the next milestone as well. Fair enough. So now we just need to get that, or wait for that for the next 5 minutes, and then from there we just push these. I don't want that. From there I just kind of push this. Let me get what I need for it. And then I'll need uh the bars. I'm gonna grab maybe 2 full chunks of those. What do you have? Oh, a power slug. That. Oh, wait. Right. Let's head over here. Screws. Yep, two solid chunks of those. Just need to wait 3 minutes for that to clear up. Let me see if there's anything I haven't messed with here. Oh, that's cool. I think I'm gonna change it to this one because why not? That's pretty neat. Standard. Oh, they have names. That might be able to help me understand what they're supposed to be. Let's get the golden one, why not? I will just do the alternative. Yeah, that's okay with me. What do I do in the 2 minutes I'm waiting? That is a good question. Maybe I should clear my inventory a little bit. Although, to be fair, I now don't need the coal. Yeah. Where's the nearest sulfur vein? Let me get distracted and kind of look around a little bit. All the way down there is crazy. Oh, that's pure up there. That's actually near where the water is. Where the group is. Yeah, that might be the sulfur vein I try and get. I mean, maybe I'll try and get all three of them. I can probably push a highway to them, right? Let me do this. We're gonna first search iron ore. And we're gonna put a rock. Hang on. For every single one. Okay, that's all I find nearby. Maybe it just gives you the closest three. And that's that. Copper. Those are the closest three there. Alright, let's get the next milestone complete. Enhanced security. It doesn't tell me the damage here, but I do feel like the damage is probably better for the candy cane I have. Alright, now that we got that sorted out, the only thing I really can do is make factories more efficient or make temporary farms for, or temporary factories for, space elevator requirements. Thing is, by the time I do that, the coal plant wouldn't actually be used anymore. Or at least not that much, since I would end up using an oil refinery anyway. So I do wonder if I should push trying to get coal, or if I should push the um next phase. That's what it is. Words are hard. I'm not sure. Let's head back down here. Then I guess I'll end the stream. Oh, and oh good lord. I suppose between streams I'll figure out A, the color palette I want, and B, the that's the wrong way. And B, I'll figure out whether or not I want to go for the entire coal generator or if I want to wait. I think if I do the coal generator, I might end up keeping it for later anyway. Because what might end up happening is I'll just like double the coal generator output, and coal isn't really that useful outside of explosives and steel. The only problem is I know I'll need an absolute ton of steel later on. But there's also the entire rest of the map that I haven't explored, and that goes quite far away. So there's also that to look at. Um, I suppose what I can also do is head over here. Oh, I do want a street light in here. Or no, maybe I actually skip that one. I'll skip that one. Do sort of regular 2 here. Because this is an intersection it doesn't actually need. And then we'll go on to the other side, but man, I'm gonna have to clear out my entire foundry and reorganize that. Perhaps that could be the next project I work on is figuring out where I want my ores to go to be refined. I'd probably end up choosing the same. Well, actually, we'll just remove these because it doesn't really make sense to keep those yet. Once I'm building highways, sure, but that's all clustered together, so it's fine. I'm thinking what I'll end up doing is trying to refine things around where I have the hub currently. Because I ended up, like, I do have so many resources that pausing tickets is the only real thing that would happen if I wasn't careful. I also want to get a blueprint that will sort of uh, create these automatically. But I want to do that probably after I figure out the color palette because it does matter as far as that goes. Um, let's see, that's gonna be every other one, so push this one to the middle of there and make it go a little further. And I'm wondering if I'll push this off until, there we go. I'm wondering if I'll end up pushing this off until I get 1.2. And by that I mean until they release it officially. I do also wonder if they're gonna add any more to like the quest line itself. Maybe add a little more side content to increase replayability after beating the game. That would be nice. Not that it's not replayable. It definitely is. especially when you can build stuff like this. But I do wonder where the game's going to go in the future if they are still updating it the way they are. Next time, I suppose, though, I'll get the coal mine sort of sorted up. Uh, these roads are probably going to be where the coal gets moved. It is supposed to be up this way and then that way, so they'll have to go from this side and then U-turn, unfortunately, but that's fine. Actually, it makes sense since some coal can be dropped off at the gas station on the way. And then later, what do you have? I'll take it. Later, I'll then take this road and then kind of smack it up that way. And that's the main reason I'm actually working on these roads in this little area is because that up that way is amethyst. And now I just learned that up that way, yeah, up that way is sulfur. And both of those are gonna be ores and resources that I'm gonna, or I guess not ores, but they're gonna be resources I grab and probably bring through this area over to that area. And I do need to figure out how I'm gonna get out. I'm thinking maybe I'll just ignore that and then go around. That seems like the most optimal way to take care of this. That's like a in only sort of route, and then I'll just go up that way and then eventually just take it around through maybe this way and then down to the hub. So yeah, that pretty much does it for this stream. Uh, the signs also aren't guaranteed to be this color, but I figured I might as well add some accents to give myself some motivation to keep building, right? Um, let's just smack these into here. I also heard that you can zoop signs soon, and I'm excited for that. That's a crazy exciting thing for me. I do wish the signs were a little bit more fixed onto the wall, but that's fine. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do. That'll do it for today, though, and I will see everyone in the next one. Until then, goodbye.